Hi, this is Wendy Jensen, and you are watching the Healing Questions Guide video series. And this video is going to be on type 1 diabetes. There are going to be 7 questions, 7 healing questions that we're going to go over. And as we're going over these questions, this is how we play the game. It's a powerful game and it really works. So I don't want the word game to make you feel like it's just something we're playing. It's your life. And it's your progress and it's your health. So it's something to be taken lightly. So we're going to ask these questions. They're going to appear here on the screen. If the question feels relevant to you, like, oh man, this probably applies to me, I'm feeling it, turn off the video and go ask yourself the question again and write down what comes to your mind immediately. And I'm going to tell you why it's important that you do it the first time, because the second time is not quite as powerful. It's still going to work, so I'm not telling you not to do it if you don't do it the first time. But the first time, it totally catches your ego mind off guard, which is what we're wanting. It kind of takes the back door into your ego mind and taps into your unconscious mind. And in doing that, that's when you're wide open and the answers start coming to you. Now, it'll happen with the second, if you ask it the second time. However, it's like your ego mind's onto you. It's figured out what you're up to. So if you can do it the first time, it's going to be more powerful. Here we go with diabetes, type 1 diabetes. I'll do another video on type 2 diabetes, but this is for type 1. Number 1 question, what will it take to release all the disappointments in my life? Well, there's a couple of weeks worth of work for you to do right there. But basically what it's asking you to do is to find a process, find a mode, find a system, if you will, of being able to recall the disappointments in your life, neutralize them, and dismiss them so that they're no longer affecting your blood and the whole divine makeup of your body. Because what's happening is those disappointments, those letdowns, those insufficiencies, whatever they are, those infractions in your life, holding on to them starts to affect the body and the state of the body and the body's ability to create a healing environment. Number 2, what will restore my zest for life? Only you're going to know that. But ask that deep question, what's going to restore my zest for life? What do I love to do that I haven't given myself permission to do? What would just elate me and make me so happy? That changes the environment that's going on in your body. But only you're going to know that. Is it knitting? Is it gardening? Is it going to the beach? Is it speaking in public? Is it teaching little children? Is it caring and comforting other people? Is it creating music? Is it poetry? Is it dancing? Whatever it is, give yourself permission to start stepping into the zest, your zest of life. Number 3, what will it take to release my regret that I hold for believing my life should have been different? So many of us have regrets, and what's really cool about that is when you identify those regrets, sometimes you have the ability to go back and make it right. If you regret not dancing, you can start dancing today. If you regret some past things that you did in a relationship that kind of destroyed the relationship, you probably aren't going to be able to restore that relationship, but you can change the way that you feel about it and see it in a higher divine way. If it's something that happened with a loved one that's already passed on, there are ways to apply the treatment of forgiveness and come into awareness that none of us are perfect, but to find a way to release that regret. Because that regret, it creates a toxic environment for your body and for your blood. Number 4 is, what am I trying to control that's not mine to control? That means I've been taught that there are three businesses. One is other people's business. 2 is God's business. And 3 is your business or my own business. When we're in God's business or when we're in other people's business, we're actually just creating a mess for ourselves. It's not sustainable, and it actually creates more burden and stress onto our bodies. So this question number 4, what am I trying to control? That's not mine to control. Only you're going to know that, but you have to be super honest with yourself. What is it in someone else's business that I'm trying to control? What do I see that God needs to do for somebody else that he's not doing? I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that thinks I can instruct God on what he needs to do. But when you get into other people's business and God's business, it actually creates a disconnect and an inability to flow with the energy of life. Number 5, what have I done in the past that needs to be healed? So again, that's looking in your past and noticing, is there a fragmentation of my spirit because of an episode or an issue or something that doesn't feel resolved? And how can I learn to apply the treatment of forgiveness so that can be realigned within my life and to be cleansed and cleared, and that I can be free of that so it's not weighing down on my body and in my blood. Number 6. What will it take to convince me that I can start today creating the life that I would love to live? Only you're going to know that. What can I do today to create the life that I would love to live? You know, there's something you can do right now. There's always something that you can do to move forward into creating the life you would love to live. You were meant to live a joyful life and be a joyful being. And so if you're not really feeling like you're experiencing the things that you wanted to experience, what will it take for you to give yourself permission to start experiencing them? What is your bucket list? What excuses do you give yourself as to why you can't experience that bucket list? What if you gave yourself full permission for God to provide you your bucket list and to at least show you how you can obtain it? So number 7, and the last question here in this series is, what will it take for me to stop judging myself and others so harshly and start seeing the good and the positive? Now, if this seems to be the way that you roll in life, apply a lot of compassion to that, because it's likely that you were trained that way, that you're conditioned that way of doing life was modeled for you, and you didn't know that it was so effective in contributing to a hostile environment within your body. So asking the question again, what will it take for me to stop judging myself and others so harshly and start seeing the good and the positive? What works for me is I know it sounds silly and so many people suggest it, but it's such a powerful tool. And that is to just write 20 things that you're grateful for, 20 things that you find joy and satisfaction in. It reverses your whole mind thought, and it kind of stops that train from going down the tracks of despair, and it pulls it back into creating more joy in your life. It can happen rapidly, but you have to do it continuously. And so we're going to wrap up with a positive affirmation for diabetes type 1. And I would encourage you to write it on your mirror with whiteboard markers, or you can type it up and put it in your wallet or on your fridge or in your bathroom, anywhere that you're going to see it often. Because if you're struggling with type 1 diabetes, it is now your opportunity to bring that into a higher alignment, so that it's no longer whatever you're thinking that's contributing to it, that you stop thinking that way. Now, I'm not saying to not continue with the other medicine or treatments that you are doing to try to take care of your diabetes. What I'm saying is that ultimately, until you stop thinking and feeling and in the way that's contributing to the diabetes, it's going to continue to wreak havoc in the ecosystem of your body. It's crucial, it's important, it's essential, but it's not the full answer because it's coming to manifest in a physical form, and now it needs physical treatment as well. So here's a positive affirmation. I am free of the past. I choose to create my life the way I want it to be. I trust God will assist me in my efforts to create good and positive things. I see all the wonderful, beautiful things around me and available to me for my new life. I hope you've enjoyed this little series on diabetes. Remember, if you're having diabetes type 2, I'm doing another video on that. Until then, you can go to my website at wendyjensen.com and you can get the Healing Questions Guide, 500 pages of relevant questions to ask the mind to activate healing in the body and create a healing environment so your body can heal itself. And you can go to my website or you can get it at amazon.com. Have a beautiful life.